The presidency has been doing some explaining about the reasons behind the sacking of the CBN governor, Lamido Sanusi, insisting that the former CBN governor was involved in financial recklessness. Addressing a press conference, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Dr. Reuben Abati, told State House correspondents that the issues of recklessness against Sanusi started way back in May 2013. He also mentioned that the CBN governor did not comply with Public Procurement Act in the procurement practices of the Central Bank of Nigeria. He started by dousing the anxiety expressed by many Nigerians that the sacking of the CBN governor will affect the monetary policy of the country. Our State House correspondent, Chukwuma Onwekwusi, has this report.
The briefing by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity has become necessary a few hours after the press release suspending the Central Bank governor. The presidency has to reassure anxious Nigerians who believe that the suspension will have negative effect on the country's monetary policy.
The monetary policy of Nigeria remains the same, and there is stability within the system. And so investors in the Nigerian economy have no reason whatsoever to fear. That decision was taken only with regard to internal governance issues within the central bank.
There have also been reactions as to the legality of the decision taken by the president.
I'm aware that some people have been saying, oh, this is illegal, this is illegal. But it is not. The people who talk about illegality, they are referring to Section 11, subsection 2F of the CBN Act. Now, under that provision, the reference is to removal of the CBN governor by the president. And there is a qualification there saying that provided, that removal is supported, endorsed by two-thirds majority of the Senate. But what the president has done is not removal, it is suspension. Okay? And under the, you don't read legal provisions in isolation, you read them together. And under the Interpretation Act, if you read all of these provisions together, the trite point is that he who hires can also have the power to suspend.
The media advisor came to the press briefing armed with particulars of infractions against the suspended CBN governor that touched on persistent refusal to comply with the Procurement Act, waste and impunity, and unlawful expenditure.
And some of these have to do with, if I may just draw attention to a few of them, the persistent refusal and negligence to comply with the Public Procurement Act in the procurement practices of the Central Bank of Nigeria. 2, unlawful expenditure by the Central Bank of Nigeria on intervention projects across the country, deploying huge source of money, as the CBN did under the watch of Malam Sanusi, without appropriation and outside the CBN's statutory mandate. It is tried that the expenditure of public funds, of course, by any organ of government must be based on clear legal mandates, prudent costing, and overriding national interest. And then financial infractions and acts of financial recklessness committed by the central bank as reflected in its audited financial statements for 2012. The question has also been raised whether this has something to do with ongoing appearances at the National Assembly by the suspended CBN governor. And I would like to state very clearly that this has nothing to do with that.
The presidency also used the opportunity to clear the air on the report that he did not visit the Olubodo of Oyo State last week, promising to do so in his subsequent outing. He says the government remains committed to ensuring integrity and accountability and discipline in every sector of the economy. Chukuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.